Good morning, boys and girls. I am here to go over your reading lesson for today and your assignment. If you will, go ahead and go get your story, the whole thing, titled Too Much of a Good Thing, the one that we read yesterday. And you will only need up through page 57. So just get all 3 pages that the story is on, and we're going to answer the 2 questions at the bottom of page 57 today. And so now that you have your story, we're going to focus on the 2 questions at the bottom of page 57. Remember, we are answering who, what, where, how, when, and why questions this week that go along with our story. So today, we're going to focus on this sentence from the story for question 1. So it says, read this sentence from the story. But the food maker on the spaceship had been broken for days. So we need to think about, what question does that sentence answer? Is it A, how do food makers work on a spaceship? B, what kinds of food does the food maker make? C, why does the food maker make only ice cream? D, what does a food maker look like? So remember, today you're choosing the question that sentence answers. Number 2, what can you tell about the setting from the picture and the story? So before we answer that, remember yesterday before we started reading, we looked at the title and then we looked at the picture at the bottom of the page. And I kind of showed you how to make a prediction about the setting. Remember, we talked about what we saw in the background, the objects that we saw in the background of the picture. We saw some things that didn't look like things that we have today. And remember also that we were talking about how the words in the story about them being on a spaceship and the fact that you could just say the name of the food that you wanted and it would make it for you. So remember, we talked about the words in the story and then that picture to kind of help us decide yesterday about when the story took place. We decided it was not in the past. It was not in the present because we live in the present and those things do not exist today. We do not get in a spaceship and fly to our grandparents' house or anywhere. We get in our car, or an airplane, or we ride on a train to get places, or sometimes even a boat. But we do not go anywhere in a spaceship unless we are an astronaut going up into space, and we are not. So let's look at question number 2. It says, what can you tell about the setting from the picture and the story? Now, remember, boys and girls, we just talked a little bit about the setting. A setting is where the story takes place, and also we can tell like the time. The time could be in the morning, it could be in the afternoon, it could be at night, it could be in the past, it could be in the present, it could be in the future, along with the place that that the setting takes place in. So let's think about what we can tell about the setting from the picture and the story. A, it takes place outside a restaurant. B, it takes place on another planet. C, it takes place inside a spaceship. And D, it takes place next to an ice cream shop. So think about all the things that you read about the story, boys and girls, or in the story about what can you tell about the setting from the picture and what you read. Okay, think about where they are the whole time in the story. Where are they in the whole time in the story? Okay, so I hope that this has helped you with some who, what, where, when, why, and how questions. And I hope that this has helped you with answering some of the questions about the story. So don't forget, you can always look back in the text, always look at the pictures because they are always very helpful to help you answer questions. So I hope that you have a great day. And if you have any questions, just ask your teacher.